So what do patients say about the challenges of diabetes? Well, my name is Robin Dorling. I'm a lay representative on the South Warwickshire Diabetes Clinical Network, and my job is Engagement and Outreach Officer for Healthwatch Warwickshire, who are a health and social care champion, here to represent the people of Warwickshire and to be a strong ally to our partners by providing insight and information into local needs. I'm now going to give a 10-minute presentation on what patients have told us they find challenging about living with diabetes and how they think technology could help. So what do we do? Well, Healthwatch Warwickshire were asked by the Diabetes Clinical Network and the Digital Innovation Hub to carry out patient engagement with people with diabetes so that their views could be considered alongside those of their diabetes specialist at today's event. The questionnaire was written by me with support from the South Warwickshire Diabetes Clinical Network and the Digital Innovation Hub, and it was launched in National Diabetes Week on June the 14th and runs throughout July 2021. It was shared online through the Diabetes Clinical Network, Healthwatch Warwickshire contacts and community groups, a diabetes support group, the Commissioner for Learning Disability and Autism Services, and it was put on the Healthwatch Warwickshire website and social media channels and included in a voluntary and community sector newsletter. 80 paper copies were sent to the diabetes clinics and the GPs in the network. We asked people to tell us what they found most challenging about managing the diabetes and whether they had any ideas on how tech could help. We used open text boxes so that people could tell us in their own words what was important to them, and we then themed the responses. So one person who has mentioned several things will be represented in each theme. I'll be reading out some of the things people said throughout this presentation because it is one of the strengths of this survey. 43 people responded online and 17 people returned paper copies, so we had a total of 60. 30 people want to be kept informed about the work of the NHS Digital Hub as it progresses. So although the numbers are quite small, considering the time frame we had, this is a reasonable amount of people when compared with other surveys Healthwatch have run. Some respondents answered on behalf of local groups, for instance, Diabetes UK Coventry, the Nuneaton Muslim Women's Group and Warwickshire Police. The majority of people who answered the survey have had diabetes for between 5 and 10 years. 27% of people had type 1 diabetes, and people with type 1 were more likely to answer the question on how do you think tech could help? And this is likely to be because they were more used to using tech to manage their condition. These are the findings. So the graph shows, in answer to the question, what do you find most challenging about managing your diabetes? It shows the 75 themed responses. It shows the number of times the theme was mentioned as percentages. So 27% of people who filled in the survey said they found diet a challenge. Some of the things people said they find challenging are working out what to eat, which diet to follow, understanding which aspects of my day-to-day life and diet have the most significant effect on my diabetes, and eating out with friends. 25% found blood glucose management and hypos and hypers a challenge. Some of the things these people said were, I have no real-time data to test my blood sugar levels, blood glucose control, I can't get it right even when I think my diabetes is good, I have unexplainable hypos, blood glucose testing frequency, finger pricking, keeping track of blood sugar levels. And 2 people said managing diabetes and work can be challenging. Dealing with the after effects of a hypo. A 5 AM hypo before a busy work day is a real challenge. And keeping a steady blood sugar control when out and about, mainly on lates. 13% of people said medication was a challenge. Some of the things they said are managing my medication, remembering to take meds at the right time, and I dislike injections. 9% of themed responses were about managing weight being challenging. There is no financial support for going to a weight loss programme, but smokers get patches on the NHS. And losing weight and putting weight on were some of the challenges people faced. 8% of themed responses said exercise was a challenge. Some of the things they said they find challenging are exercising without damaging my feet more, diet and exercise, because being in a wheelchair, you're restricted to what you can do. As I get older, keeping my exercise levels up and managing blood sugar levels, especially in relation to exercise. 6% referred to understanding and managing the condition, trying to keep on top of it and stopping it progressing and being limited in getting it to regress. The unpredictability, what works one week doesn't work the next. Getting accurate values of carbs, not knowing what food to have, what diet to follow, also not knowing what your sugar level is, even if you're just a beginner and you don't have the blood test machine. 5% felt there was a lack of information and support that they needed. I have not been able to have a blood test for about 18 months, so my confidence in how I am managing my diabetes might be misplaced. A parent told us about the emotional impact of their child living with diabetes, the toll it takes on my daughter, the hypo unawareness and randomness of her blood glucose levels for no reason whatsoever. 3% of people gave a themed answer about foot care, and these referred to foot ulcers, shoes and skin problems. A few others talked about appointments being challenging. These people talked about COVID and the changes to the care they receive. These answers include people saying, I prefer face-to-face appointments, and I find it a challenge getting regular assessments. I always thought I managed my diabetes well. However, since the latter part of COVID-19 restrictions, it is now completely out of control. The GP surgery seem to be constantly reducing the amount of support they offer. So some of the things people said that stood out are medication, always having to think ahead about insulin injections, meals and emergency carbs in case of a hypo. It does take away the sense of freedom I had before becoming a diabetic. And finding the right support. There are no support groups for younger adults. The group locally is mainly people in their 70s who are at a completely different stage of life with different challenges. And the effects of disability. I am registered blind and have only a little remaining vision, so I cannot see the display on my Roche Accu-Check insulin pump or Dexcom CGM. I need to be able to enlarge the text or have them speak to the display when asked to do so. And daily tasks, managing medication and remembering to take meds. So some of the problems people with diabetes are dealing with that are important to them are food labelling, what should I eat, carb counting, which diet eating out, understanding what works, knowing what their blood glucose reading is now, the unpredictability of hypos and hypers, access to blood tests, assessment of the condition, how am I doing, disability, sight and mobility issues, remembering to take meds at the right time, keeping on top of it, exercise as you age and hypos making exercise harder, finding the right support, they want it in the way they want it, when they want it, wanting more support from their GP surgery, the toll on the family and the comorbidities, the skin and the feet problems. So we asked people for their ideas on how technology could help. And 30 people replied to this question and the other 30 said they didn't know. It then themed the responses and 36% of the themed responses were about monitoring. Some of the things people said would help were continuous glucose monitoring available to all on the NHS. Glucose testing equipment could be made readily available at the GP surgery. It would be helpful to have glucose monitors directly linked to my phone. I already use Libre 2 sensors due to loss of hypo symptoms and living alone. This is a big help in diabetic care from technology. Automatic blood glucose monitors and injections. I want an artificial pancreas. I want a monitoring system so I don't have to go to the GP so often. And I want virtual appointments that check your readings and only call you to the hospital if you need to be seen. Somebody said there is so much tech out there that would really help. Access to supported CGMs, pumps and looping technology would be fantastic. I currently run a closed loop DIY system, but I am left to manage this on my own. Continuous blood monitors like Dexcom and Eversense would help as they can alert on highs and lows before they become excessive. Also, some insulin pumps will begin to take action before levels reach critical. Almost a closed loop system would be very helpful. Automatic insulin pump for type 2. Develop something so I never have hypos and hypers again. And people struggling to use what is available said, I want CGMs that don't irritate my skin because of the glue. And I want something to enlarge the text or have meters speak the display when asked to do so. Somebody said, I want a web chat to speak to clinicians rather than face-to-face appointments when you have questions. I want video calls for the same reason. And I only want to have to go to the hospital when there is a problem. 8% of themed responses suggested a diet app for weight loss tracking could help them. Tracking weight loss, reminders to move and exercise. I have a folder of recipes, but everything is on paper. I could share our recipes with the community if we had some kind of dedicated app. Somebody said they like the Diabetes UK website and food apps because it helps them know what is in the food that they eat. And somebody said, I want clinics you could drop into for weight monitoring, support and advice. I want free access to NHS slimming groups. 3 themed responses refer to a personal assistant app, more equipment for disabled people to use, a personal trainer, an advice app to remind me to do good things, a personal exercise reminder and medication reminder, an app which learns from my body and provides me with insights on what I can eat to lose weight and remain in range. A smart couch to 5K that manages my blood glucose so I can start running. A personal assistant app, it could be called Diet Buddy. So ideas for how technology could help. Well, in the future, there's so much. The future is full of hope. There are lots of different research projects that are looking into diabetes and its complications. For now, we have continuous glucose monitors. People have told us that they want wider access to what is already available for some. People want education. They want to understand how to manage their condition better, and they want support that is tailored for them. They want information about blood sugar levels. They want easier access to testing. People want to know what their blood sugars are. And people want motivation to exercise and reminders to take medication. And a Fitbit can do this now. They want help to lose weight and to know what to eat to be available for free. And running through all this, people need emotional support because diabetes is a daily challenge. One person said better education comes before technology. Without the understanding of the condition, you cannot understand how tech can help. So when reading the responses, I considered whether this tech already exists, and often it does, but it's not available to everyone on the NHS or which is in the process of being developed. So wider access to CGMs and pumps are things people want that are now available to some people on the NHS. And people also seem to want a digital personal assistant, a diet buddy, with exercise and medication reminders and suggestions to do things. They want motivation. Lots of this is available on a Fitbit now, but this has not yet really been promoted as a key support for diabetics. So then we thought about, are people developing it? Well, in many cases, we know that people are developing this tech. And what's the information here useful? Were people able to make relevant suggestions? Well, no, in a lot of cases, they found it difficult to envisage tech on the correct level for what is being offered. But I do think this report supports the work that is being done by the Diabetes Strategy Group and the Diabetes Clinical Network, and it shows that what is being put in place is what people want, and it is trying to meet the daily challenges that people with diabetes are facing. The things that people want are in many cases available, such as help with weight loss, access to CGMs, and information about blood sugar levels, but people don't always know about it. So we need to keep working on people being informed about what is available and how it could benefit them, empowering people to ask for the support they need when they need it to manage their own condition. So that's the end of the presentation. These slides, which include demographic data and a video link to the presentation, will be available on Healthwatch Warwickshire's website. 30 people who filled in the survey asked to be kept updated about this project as it progresses. So we'll also send them the video link to this presentation and any news that is ready to be shared with the public on the tech and the Digital Innovation Hub are developing for diabetes care. So thank you for listening.